Have you ever asked yourself why you don't feel truly happy? When we are in need, we are very miserable, but when we are abundant, we are not happy. Making a monthly salary of $4,000 is sad, but earning $40,000 or more, many people do not feel satisfied. It seems that pursuing happiness is always an eternal goal of humans. As society becomes more and more advanced, the luxury items of our grandparents' time have now become normal items in every family. We have better living conditions, are healthier, and live longer than ancient people. We should be happier, but why don't we really feel happy deep down inside? Why so? Perhaps you will find your answer in the book Flow, Discovering the Secret Path to Happiness by Hungarian-American positive psychologist Dr. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi. Mihaly has researched psychology through a scientific perspective to help you know how to find true happiness in life. If you have ever read famous books like Happier, Learn the Secrets to Daily Joy and Lasting Fulfillment, Thinking, Fast and Slow, or The Road Less Traveled, the authors of these books are all write your conclusions and base them on the research results from the book Flow. Rather, Flow is not a book about psychology but a work of science, because it uses a lot of research and survey methods to solve problems that have so far been overlooked. Has not yet defined or answered the question, what is happiness? So how can we live happily? Mihaly believes that happiness comes from our inner order. To explain this, Mihaly used a concept from physics called entropy. Entropy means chaos in an isolated system. It can be said that the entire world around us, from the micro to the macro, has the presence of this chaotic nature. Our bodies are made up of tiny molecules and atoms that never stand still, nor do planets, solar systems, and galaxies move constantly in the universe. Entropy also happens within our own hearts. We are very susceptible to chaos, and chaos here means that we are easily influenced by emotions and thoughts from many desires in life. Mihaly calls it psychic entropy, meaning chaos in the mind. This increased chaos is the reason why we cannot easily be happy. So what are the things that make us increasingly chaotic so that we cannot find happiness for ourselves? This chaos comes from two aspects. First, there is chaos coming from the universe. In the book The Road Less Traveled, it is said that the earth was not designed for humans. Mother Nature always finds ways to make people's lives uncomfortable. Some places are cold, some places are hot, some places are earthquakes, some places are volcanic. Humans always have to find ways to fight nature to survive, and our influence on nature is extremely small. After all, trying to survive all our lives until the last moment, we must also listen to the laws of the universe. We will all eventually return to dust. So to live happily can only be determined by reflection from the soul and experiences in our daily lives. The second chaos comes from ourselves, and bottomless greed is the first factor that causes this chaos. Striving all our lives to achieve something, perhaps most of us feel ambiguous about this. We always take results as a measure of the quality of life. However, desire is always constantly increasing. The pursuit of improving material life is an endless goal. The richer we get, the richer we have to get. We always feel like it's never enough. After all, only when we feel happy during the experience are we truly happy. But unfortunately, we focus all our attention on goals but cannot enjoy the present moment. Second, we are easily distracted when studying or working. We always let ourselves be surrounded by social networks, phones, games, unrelated tabs. In fact, we are living in the operation of entropy, and we ourselves are also causing this chaos to increase. Should we allow our lives to be engulfed by the chaos of entropy? Fortunately, although the universe is chaotic, it still has its own laws. Where there is yin, there is yang. Where there is entropy, there is also anti-entropy. For example, our bodies age over time, but every day we take care of our skin and exercise to slow down the aging process. This is the anti-entropy method. When our minds are troubled, we often write in a diary to express ourselves comfortably or summarize our experiences, which is also how we counter entropy. So the key to living better is our ability to counter entropy. To counter entropy, it is important to focus and experience in the present moment, not focusing on the results or goals of experiencing desires. Mihaly calls it optimal experience org flow. Having optimal experiences, we will have happiness. So what is specific flow and what conditions are needed to enter the flow state? Flow is a state that occurs when our mind is completely immersed and the actions we are performing are things that we find interesting and creative. Makes you forget all about time, even forgetting about yourself. To have a long-lasting state, you must have the following 5 conditions. Firstly, you must love what you do. It is the work you do proactively, not because you have to. Second, you must have certain skills, be able to master what you do. Third, activities that are challenging but not too challenging. The difficulty may be a little more difficult than your current ability. Fourth, after implementation, there needs to be feedback and periodic incentives. And fifth, have a clear goal and understand the general steps to be able to complete. When you meet the 5 conditions above, you will easily enter a flow state. Now think about it, you've probably played your favorite video game. By considering the above 5 conditions, are you also immersed in a flow state when playing games? The first condition is that the games are really interesting, you love them very much. The second condition is that when you start playing the game, you completely control the operations and gradually master them. The third condition is that the levels in the game are challenges designed from easy to difficult, always stimulating you to continue playing. Fourth, every time you pass a level, you get a certain reward. And fifth, when you play the game, you always have a clear goal in your mind, maybe rescuing the princess or destroying the monsters. However, you may ask the question, do playing games or other pastimes, even betting on cards, do these activities bring happiness? It's not that simple. To be happy, you need to satisfy another extremely important factor, that is, you must do some activity that makes you valuable and feel different from others. Therefore, entertainment or betting actually does not bring different value to you. However, there is an interesting thing here. If the flow state comes from playing games, why don't we try to apply the flow experience from games to study or work? Specifically, how should we apply it? Below, we will learn the easy steps to achieve a state of flow in study and work. Why do we procrastinate and give up easily? It may be because the work is too difficult for us, but on the contrary, there are also cases where when we work, we feel lethargic and easily bored because the work is too simple. Repeat. Therefore, before properly assessing your own abilities, choosing a job is extremely important. Because choosing the right job with the right abilities will make you love your job more and get into a flow state more easily. This is the first step, recognizing and properly evaluating your own abilities. There are many young people who graduate from school or work in the wrong field, doing jobs that are not in line with their expertise. Or there are many people after many years of doing a job that they do not love. However, because of pressure from survival or age, many people cannot choose a career. But if faced with jobs that are not suitable for you, you can still feel the flow. First of all, the most important thing is that you have to adjust your mindset. If you can't change what's in front of you, love what you have to do. Give them meaning, make them valuable by creating additional challenges and raising job requirements. An example from everyday life is my neighbor named Dan, who works as a taxi driver. Every day he loves life and smiles. Before that, Dan worked in business, but perhaps he was not destined for that profession, making a loss, so after many years, he quit his job and switched to driving a taxi. Compared to business, driving a taxi is a relatively easier and repetitive job. Driving back and forth every day on familiar roads, often lamenting my fate. But with Dan, it's not like that. He is always looking for ways to make his work more interesting. Dan sets great challenges during his usual working days. For example, to improve customer satisfaction, he decided that in addition to driving safely, he would challenge himself by improving his ability to start a conversation with customers. Today, try to make 3 people see. It's fun to talk. Tomorrow it's 4 people, the day after tomorrow it's 5 people, and day by day, the challenges keep increasing. Just like that, every working day of Dan becomes interesting and filled with flow. Therefore, create challenges and set higher requirements. If your job is too easy compared to your ability, increase the challenge. On the contrary, if your current job is beyond your ability, break the big job into many small tasks. In particular, constantly learn to improve your own abilities and skills. For example, if writing a thesis is too difficult, break it down into small tasks. For example, write only 200 to 500 words every day. Besides, to write better, you need to constantly improve your reading ability. In short, the second important step to achieving flow is to make your current work interesting. If it's too easy, add more challenges. If it's too difficult, break the task into smaller parts and constantly learn to improve your abilities. The third step, which is an extremely important step to enter the flow state, is absolute concentration. There is a great saying, if you control your concentration, you can control your life. When the world has so many chaotic and intertwined experiences, when you're working and you still have to watch the camera to check on your child at daycare, or when you're sitting at school and can't think, you have to scroll through Instagram, watch TikTok, then you wasted a lot of time. There are too many things in life that increase your entropy, and we gradually become engulfed in distractions. The only way to solve that is for you to regain order within yourself, by only focusing on the one job you are doing at the moment. Reading is reading, not Instagram, not TikTok. Writing a report is writing a report, not chatting with colleagues. Controlling your focus, not only on work and study, but also in every aspect of life, will bring you great emotional liberation. You will always find flow, even in the smallest things. When you eat rice, concentrate on eating the rice. When walking, focus on walking. Or when talking to your lover or parents, focus on listening instead of scrolling through your phone. Controlling distractions, living in the present, can make every moment of your life fully focused. You will be immersed in your own flow. Then your life will be truly happy and meaningful. In short, to live happily, you need to find a way to counter entropy by making yourself find flow in everything you do. The first thing is that you need to recognize your own abilities, find purpose and meaning in everything you do. The second thing is to create fun in each experience. Finally, aim for concentration, attention, submerging yourself in the moment of the present. Hopefully each of us will quickly find a state of life filled with flow, so that happiness and everything we desire will come within reach. Thank you for listening to the Knowledge Sharing Channel. Change your thoughts, change your life. If you find the content useful, please support it with the like button and press the subscribe button to open notifications so you don't miss the next videos. Thank you and see you again in the next videos.